On Twitch, Stream Elements says, PlayCompile is now live. Streaming software and game development. iDLE. Loading characters on demand, memory management, Unity. Welcome to the PlayCompile live stream.
I find it hard to believe them. I just think it basically translates into the lying bastards. But I suppose it would be a weird song, wouldn't it? The lying bastards. I don't know. Probably is more catchy the way they did it. Do I want an outline? I think that's fine. I don't think we need an outline. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm building the wiki page for characters so you can see what characters are in the game. And I also want to say whether you own said character or not. Although that's very controversial, saying that you own a girl. You know, can you really own a girl? It's very controversial. It's a very controversial statement in today's culture. You'll probably get the feminists after me. Yeah? Or maybe I could say obtained or something like that.
I can't get it up.
Oh, for now, how do you...
I don't know as much as me.
Well, I don't wear lipstick, so I don't know how you open lipsticks. What do? Do you pull it? Do you twist it? It's square, you can't twist it. It's got a sticker on it, hasn't it? The sticker's stopping it, probably.
Yeah, I took a sticker off.
There's another one on it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Right.
I thought that was strange, that being the lipstick.
Right.
That's dark on that part. I wanted the light one.
Right, can't help you there. Right. So, yeah, is owned gonna owned, obtained, got, recruited? See, it wants to be. I could just put the tick, I guess. What should I put here? I do think owned. It doesn't want to be too long. Like I'd rather like obtained, collected. I could do obtained and make it go over like that. But it's quite long obtained. Collected's probably even longer. Gotten. You have gotten that girl well and good and proper. Congratulations, sonny boy. You certainly gotten that girl. Marry. No, that one would be really bad when you get one of the child characters. Like, what the fuck? I don't remember, when did this happen? Okay, what can I put? I can't. Owned might be a problem. I can't believe this whole world that we live in. I kind of think obtained. I don't know. Isn't there a shorter word? Let's do a thesaurus. Let's do a thesaurus. That's what we need. Thesaurus. I want a short word. Thesaurus. Obtained, owned, collected. Show me. Shut up. Seized. Attained. Oh, attained could work. Gained. Earned. Have. Have could work. What do we think? Grabbed. Girl grabbed. Have could work. Have's not problematic, right? Have? Invaded. Nabbed. Nabbed. That's great. Nabbed. We nabbed this one. Scored. That's too much of a connotation when it comes to, like, you know, dating culture. Hoarded. Have. I think I like have. Have works. We have this character, we don't have this character. That kind of makes sense. And hopefully the feminists won't try and kill me. I'm pretty sure feminists won't be playing my game, to be completely honest, but that doesn't stop them complaining about other games that they don't play. Right, okay. So, let's copy that as merged and make a smaller version. So that's way too big. How big? I don't know. How big? 160 high? Yeah, that's more than big enough. There we go. We're going to use this. I'm going to stick this over the top of the characters that... I guess I'll just put it in here. Image, have, pung. Let's get that into our project. Splash arts. Have, there it is. Also, why are these still here? Get rid of them. Okay, we're not actually going to need a folder for that. I'm just going to put it in UI, I guess, directly. Get it in there. Okay, so now we can have raw image. Where the hell is raw image? UI raw image. And for every character you've obtained, we can show a little... Let's move down to one of the... Ooh, actually, yeah, that's true. That one's out of bounds right now. Which one's this one? That's this one. So we need to put it on this one. So this would be a UI girl with one L. Not a girl. We don't have a stutter. Image have. Alright, where's my have image? There we go. Now I've got to be careful. Maybe it would be better to put it in the bottom left. Bottom left would probably look better, wouldn't it? Probably. And then for all the characters that you have, make it a little bit smaller. You can show this so you can see who you have and who you don't. Yeah, I like that. Have. It's a little stretched. There we go. I like that. I might also want to put what weapon these girls wield as like a little icon or something. But I don't know whether to just put those directly onto the graphics or not. Let me have a look. So we have... Let me just get my... let me just write out my weapon types. So my weapon types are... I didn't mean to do that. That'll do. Let's go to my game data. Characters. My weapon types are bow, axe, rod, staff, sword. Bow. No, that's not how you type bow. Bow, axe, rod, staff, sword. Yeah. Let's put that there. Bow, axe, rod, staff, sword. How about we search for bow, axe, rod, staff, sword icons and see what Google shows us. I could just use the image of the weapons. Ah! That's not what I clicked. What? No! Shut up! Okay. Where, that one. We don't have a pickaxe though. Yeah, I do. The problem with if I go for something very stylistic like this, and I'm missing the type that I need, then it's difficult to match that type with the missing weapon. Is my only issue with that. Ooh, that looks fancy. That looks very fancy. Oh, I want that for my game. I could make something like that quite easily actually. I kind of like this. I wouldn't have it quite so like, you know, laying down. I'd stand it up a bit more, but I kind of like this. This is also kind of cool. So, let me think. How am I going to tackle this? How am I going to tackle this? I need one that has them all. That has a bow, it has an axe, it has a sword. That could be the rod, I guess. And is there an axe? Is that a... No, we've got an axe. Bow, sword, axe. I don't know what we'd use for a rod. I could use this one for a rod. What am I missing? There's one missing from that list. What am I missing? Bow, axe, rod, staff, sword. Is that all of them? That's 5, right? Where was I looking? Where was I looking? I lost it. Where was it? There. Bow, axe, rod. No, bow, sword, axe, rod. That's 4. I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? My brain. Help! My brain can't handle this. What am I missing? I had a bow, right? This one's got a bow. These don't look very good though. But what I was thinking is I can stylize them some more. There it is. Bow. Oh my god. Bow. Right, let's tick them off. Let's tick them off. I'm genuinely struggling here. Bow. Let's put a dot next to it. Bow. Covered. Axe. Covered. It's the staff, isn't it? Staff and the rod. I'm getting them mixed up. That is... No, wait. That's sword. I marked axe instead of sword, but axe is after that.
On YouTube, Pika
Axe.
Veda says, "Hi, Cappy of the iDLEs who dances with girls."
Right. What? Rod and staff. Rod and staff. Oh, that could be a staff, and that could be a rod. Okay, we could use these. Yeah, I think this could be a staff, and that could be a rod. All right, I think we're winning. And then what I can do is use these little icons and either put them on something that I was looking at, right? Like these square little things. Or make them look like glowy like the other thing I was looking at. Alright. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a dream. We're not using these ones, so it's fine. I pee in streams. Not live streams. I meant I have a stream of pee when I pee. Oh, that's gross. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. I was trying to make it rhyme, and I thought stream, dream. That works. But that's kind of gross. Alright, I apologize. I apologize. That's a hammer, isn't it? We don't have a hammer. At least not yet. We don't. Actually, I don't want to add one. I've got enough. I've got enough work to last me a freaking lifetime on this game. Okay, now we have our 5. We have our 5 icons, right? We have our 5 icons. Okay. Now, if I go... I had a round cube, but I think I lost it. It was the skill cube. It was the skill cube that's become such a spiral with a smiley face on it. Okay, I know why that's happened. So why that's happened is it's the famous issue that we have where meshes share same names and then get replaced by other meshes. So what we're going to do, we're going to take all of this and we're going to put it in a folder called spiral, because whatever's here, tree girl can go.
Pika asks, how's your project going so far tonight,
You
Cappy?
ask that every day. It's fine. What do you want me to say? Just got started. Okay, that I'll put in spiral. This one, we now need the rounded cube back. I should still have the rounded cube in my downloads folder somewhere. Let me find all the zip files and delete all the zip files because this is getting a bit out of hand. I've got a lot of zip files here. Do I need them though? There's spirals. For some reason I have that twice. Let's get rid of one of them. FFmpeg. Rounded cube. This is the one that we want. Do we have the extracted rounded cube or not? Not that I can see. Okay, I'm glad we've got that then. So let's get the rounded cube and extract it. There we go. Now we can go into Sketchfab and get the rounded cube, which is this one. Okay. I believe in angels, but Pika isn't one. He's a naughty Pika.
Getting your current progress lets us viewers know how far you're currently into your projects.
What do you want, percentage bar? I couldn't even begin to tell you. That's like asking a writer when he's on page 56 of his book. Alright, so how finished is your book? He doesn't know. He doesn't know where the story's going to take him. I don't know where this game's going to take me. Probably to some bad places. Bad places where Pika belongs. Right. No, it's just a hard question to answer, that's all. It's just like, how's it going? I don't know, I don't really think about it. It's great. There's so much to do, you don't have time to really stop and think. Oh, let's have a look at the graphic. I mean, the one we're going to add it to. We're going to add it to this. I believe in Pikas running in the fields.
Canthea says, good morning, Voyo.
Hoyo? I'm not Hoyo. I wish I was fucking Hoyo. I wish I had that money. Good morning. I regret to inform you we are not Hoyo. You arrived at the wrong stream, but you know what? Stick around. We do similar things. Okay, so here is my plan. I believe in angels. Right, So what we'll do is we'll take our icons. Ooh, okay, so that's a bit big, I think. So,
Pika asks, I heard you started to name your 5-star characters for your project. Also, how have you been feeling today, Cappy?
I haven't started to. I've named them all. I'm finished. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I think white looks better. Now what if we do a glow? I think the glow makes it look too unreadable. Oh, if we spread it out like that though, that looks kind of nice. And then we should probably assign a color for each weapon type. I think that works. That looks pretty good actually. I think that looks good. So invert, selection and crop. Okay, so for our bow users, we could do that one. Let's save these actually. Okay, there's my bow. Now we want sword. It's been a naughty little hamster. There we go. No, you naughty little hamster.
In IRL, currently my father
No.
decided to dump his 11-year-old Wi-Fi extender.
I thought you just said your 11-year-old wife then. I was going to say, fucking FBI. Can we get FBI in here? Or 11... I actually thought you were going to say 11-year-old waifu. That's what, I was like, whoa, that went dark. Oh my god, Pika. Well, enough of that 11-year-old wife of mine. She's too old for me. Need a new one. What the fuck? Right, what have we got? Outer glow. That looks good. And then we can pick a color. What color do you think for the sword? I think green. Sword is a green. I think the sword is green. Nice. Okay, and then we have axe.
At least my Wi-Fi extender was much newer, even though it looked like a drone though.
Looked like a drone. Are you sure it wasn't actually a drone? Why can't I connect to the internet on this goddamn drone-fi? It's actually just a drone. That hasn't worked at all like I wanted it to. It might be easier just to grab that there, those individually. What colour is our axe? I think purple or something. I don't know, I'm not sure. Or maybe yellow. Oh yeah, I think that suits the axe. Yellowy. Yellowy browny. Alright, let's go with that one. Okay, next. Next we have the old, one of these is a rod and one of these is staff. I think this one's a staff, personally.
Today has been my first day not playing TOF since the version 5.0 launch.
You want a medal? I'm not really a big fan of the mech thing. And I was happy to grind network until I realized how grindy said network was. Too grindy for my tastes. Alright, staff. What colors our staff? Oh, I like that. Oh, that's nice. That looks like something to eat, like juicy looking. You know, it looks like a giant, not jelly bean. What do you call those? Square sweets. Oh, what are those called? The chew ones? I like those ones. Oh, what are they called? They're like hard on the outside. They look exactly like that. They're hard on the outside and chewing on the inside. I love those. They're like fruity flavored. What the fuck are those? Tutti Fruities or something maybe? I don't know. Also maybe a British thing, so it might only be over here that you can get them. I'm sure they have something similar in other countries. Though, and this will be my rod.
I was thinking about continuing Domain 9's story to unlock that space station, but I decided not to do that until next time I come back to that game or so.
Yep, you gotta choose wisely. Your choices will affect the outcome of your life. I think that's a watermark trying to sneak its dodgy way through. There we go. We got rid of that. Pesky watermarks. Alright, and this one. Go for a blue, I think. We haven't got a blue yet. I think like a little hint of purple would look good. Oh, we do have a blue. Okay, let me go a bit more. It's too much like the other one right now. We'll go a little bit more the other way then. Very purple. We haven't got purple, right? I don't think we ended up with a purple yet. No, purple looks good. Okay, that is nice.
We know the next version or so in TOF will expand the space area more with Brighton.
Okay, so what I'm going to do... Let me just save that in case I need to make any edits later. And we're actually just going to close everything in Photoshop right now, just to get back to square one. We'll start with our... Yeah, if you're curious about the characters, Pika, now is your chance to see who and what they are. So I'm going to load all of these so that we can add the character's weapon to the actual splash art. So Tama is an icebreaker, so let's get Tama's details up. And she's an axe wielder, so we'll just put that off to the side there so we can access it. And we will put this somewhere like that.
Tuma.
What the fuck? Why is it making me do it like that? Whatever. It's Tamar. Tamar! Axe. So obviously we want to add the axe to Tamar. Right, that's gonna be way too big. I don't want it that big. So given that these are all a set size, I should probably decide what size this wants to be so that we can have consistency. So let me take a look at the axe. We could try 150 high. 150 high might also be a bit much. I suppose we could put it there. Way too big. Way too big. Okay, so we'll step back. We'll try again. Why is that still 150 when we step back? Or is it stepping back on the other image, do we think? No, there it is. Okay, so 150 was too much. Let's try 80. Yeah, 80 seems fine. I could put it... that probably wants to go above the character.
They look more like weapon icons than weapons for your project.
They are weapon icons. They look like what they are. Oh, good. That looks off to me though, and the reason why is because if you follow the lines of direction, it all kind of zigzags a bit too much. So what you've got is you have like a this direction slant on this, a this direction slant on this, a this direction slant on this, and then suddenly we're slanting this way, so it looks wrong. So watch how blah blah blah. What did I do? Watch how much better this looks if I just put it the other way. I think it'll look better. Yeah, you see how that like now it like looks like it follows the direction of the rest of it. Yeah, it looks better that way. I think. I don't actually know if it does. I think it might have too much of a slant on it, honestly. If I'm not happy, I shouldn't proceed. I think I'm right about the direction being wrong, but I also think it's got too much of a slant on it. I think it probably just wants to have a tiny little bit like that. So let's try that instead. These aren't gonna fucking fit now. Oh, they're all part of the same graphic. Okay, well luckily I saved that Photoshop image. Yeah, we're gonna start again. We're gonna start again. I'm not happy with that. Son of a bitch. Alright. Get rid of both of those.
One saying goes, a rushed project is not as good as a non-rushed project, aka a project you take your time at.
That fucked up. What is happening right now? Okay, if that's dialed up too much, that's why, and it, there we go, ruined the shape of it. Yeah, there's no point in rushing anything. Right. Let's just see what this looks like. So axe was like a browny yellowy colour, wasn't it? Something like that. Right, let's write these out as well. This one is rod. This one is staff. This one is axe. This one is sword. This one is bow. The one we want right now is the axe. Okay, let's see what that looks like against our splash art. Oh, it's going to be too big. Way too big. Actually, it doesn't look like, because the shape is so much better, I think. It is too big, but it's not. It doesn't even big. It looks better, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't look as bad as it should, being that big. Right, so I'm gonna update this, and then we'll copy merged. And we'll overwrite our previous ones. Can we sort by date? There we go. So that replaces that one. Bow, I believe, was green. And we can have whatever colour we want. No, I think sword was green. What colour was the bow before? I don't remember. These were good colours though. Blue was the bow. Blue was the bow. Like that. Didn't mean to press that. Okay. Okay, that replaces the bow. Then we have green for sword. Like a reddy kind of colour for the axe. Sorry, not the axe, the staff. It was that kind of colour, I think. It's always got a voodoo look to it. I like that. Voodoo baby. And last but not least is our good old rod. Trusty old rod, which has a purple kind of colour to it. Oh yeah. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, so now can reload those. They are too big still. So I'm just gonna size them all down to, I would think bigger would be fine this time now that we've shaped them like better. Let's see what 100 looks like. Yeah, I think that's fine, and then I can sort of put it up here where I was originally going to put it. There's a few places I could put it. I don't know, I kind of want to try and be consistent though. But then what happens when there's one that's like, you know, out of bounds? I guess I'll have no choice but to put it at the bottom. Maybe it does look better at the bottom. If I'm going to put it at the bottom, I think it wants to be bigger. Not quite as big as it was. So let's try 160. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe even 150. That might be a little bit too big. 150 would do it, I think. Yeah, I think that would be fine. It makes more sense to put it at the bottom as well, because I don't remember putting any names right down here, but there was a few that I had to put very high up. So then there should always be room for it. And we could also drop shadow that, but that's the wrong weapon type for her. So let's just go in and make all of these. What did I settle on? 150. 150 high. Not you, not you, not you. Let's get some.
Pika asks, are you going to make your characters dual weapon types in your project, Cappy?
No. One type only. Alright, so we're going to do axe. We could do drop shadow. Yeah, I think so. And then we'll just update that graphic. It's in
Alexandria
thingy
says,
now.
hello Cap, just finished with my OC new design.
Your OC new design? OC for what? Just an original character. I thought you meant I was thinking MC main character. I was thinking main character. Okay, so we've got our axe on Tamar. Why is it saying do I want to update changes? Did that not update us? That did update, right? What are you doing to me? Yeah, that did update. Okay, let's just ignore it. It's being weird. Okay, Izumi? Yeah, do you want to send it across? I'll check that out. I like your designs. Very pog. Izumi is a... Oh, actually, this is the one time, even though... Yeah, because she is a character in the game, I need to make a splash art for main character just for the wiki. So even though she's not a gacha pull, I need
Since
to make one
ads
for
are
her.
about to run on Twitch, how about I tell you a joke? How do lawyers say goodbye? Sue y'all later.
I don't know if I do. I might make it so that main character can use any weapon. I don't know though. I probably won't. What we'll probably do is count how many of each one that we've got, and then just give her the one that's the least. Although I think she's already got one set, hasn't she? Yeah, she's supposed to be a fire bow user.
Pika says, in my latest video on TikTok page, TikTok muted it, but the good thing is that they gave a button that auto removed the blocked sound, and then the sound was restored for my latest TikTok video.
Right, Izumi uses a rod. Oh, that's amazing news. I can sleep tonight now. Okay, Izumi uses a rod. So we'll drop Shadow that. Add the rod. There we are. Okay, that's Izumi updated. Don't know why it says, do you want to save changes when I already did. I don't know, it's weird like that. Right, Setsu uses a staff. Yeah, that pops really nice actually.
I'm trying to enjoy the image. I like that a lot. I like the 7373737 1981.
Oh my god. I don't know. Oh, I need to fix that bug. Yeah, I love the colors are the best. It's like I love the monochrome, but then you've got these colors here and then the blue in the hair. Yeah, it really makes it pop. Looks really good. Why is she so sad? Why is she so sad? Oh my god, Miko! Right, let's just shut up. Oh my god, Miko. Oh, Miko. You can't do this to me. Right, is that upgraded? Yes. Yeah, shut up, Migu. Shut up, Pika. Bugs happen. How many AIs have you made, Pika? How many have bugs? Bugs happen. Yeah, it's basically I fixed that bug originally, but then when I changed something, I can't remember what it was. I changed something and then that recreated that bug for some stupid reason. I don't know why. I'm just busy with other things right now. Right, Rain uses a sword. Yep, nothing good. Yeah, you always manage to capture that like down rubber tape style, which is really, really cool. Or maybe it's the, what did you say the other one was? This is the worst music in the entire game. It's like the main theme. Let's turn it down as well, it's a bit loud. Alright, that's probably better. Right, Rain update. Lovely. Okay. Nozomi uses a bow. Why do I feel like this is going to bite me in the ass at some point? At some point I'm going to want this image with none of this on it and then I'm fucked. Hopefully not. It'll be fine. Right. Bandy is up next. Bandy, get here. You use a rod. Of course you do. Of course you do. She's a rod user if ever I saw one.
Blue Protocol Star Resonance Music might be your type of music, Cappy.
Also might not be. I don't know any of that music right now, so I'm not gonna put music on that. I don't know. So it could be like full of gIRLS orgasming or something as part of the soundtrack for all I know, and I don't really want to hear that necessarily. Could be all like that could be like the soundtrack, and I don't want to hear that.
Alexandria says, the game isn't even out, how would you listen to shit lol?
Yeah, plus exactly, plus it's not even out yet. I bet it's not even a thing. You post me a link, Pika, to the blue. No, because there's probably the old Blue Protocol soundtrack, but they changed it for the new one. So Star Resonance soundtrack isn't out, and they remade the soundtrack according to the guy.
Pika asks, so you didn't like announcement trailer music, Cappy?
I didn't watch it. I don't care. It's too far away. Leave me alone. Let me work on my game and shut up. Right. Right. Sheena uses a staff. Staff. You know, Peaky, you're never happy with what we have now. A banner comes out and you're always like, oh, the next banner, the next banner. And then a game comes out and you're like, oh, the next game, the next game. I put some music on and you're like, what about this music? What about this music? It's like, smell the roses, Pika. They smell nice. They smell like waifus. They're nice. Just sniff them once in a while. They'll be okay. Right. Who's this? Chloe. Chloe is an axe user. Because yeah, the other problem with doing this is kind of setting everything in stone, and at some point I bet you I'm going to be like, oh, I really would love to change the weapon type of this character, or the element, or what they do, or some fucking thing, because I'll have some reason for it, and then I'll be like, why did I set everything in stone like this? And it's like, yeah, I can, but then I'm going to have to go and update the art and stuff for it, so it's like, yeah, really, I should have kept the Photoshop files for every single one of these as well, and you'd think I would have learned by now, but whatever.
Yeah, the game isn't out yet, but we know that there was music in their announcement trailer, though, for that BPSR.
Yeah, but it's so obscure. Why do you want to listen to music from a game that's not out, from an announcement trailer? We probably only it probably lasts 4 minutes, so then in 4 minutes I'm just going to have to change it again, aren't I? And I'm trying to do work. And that's why I put a Star Rail thing on that's over an hour, and I can just set it and forget it. You're never happy, Suzu. Any more Piggy, you'll go to bed with no supper. Right, Suzu, what does Suzu do? Suzu uses a sword. Kind of blends in with those shrubs a little bit, but it is what it is. Okay, next.
I've already had my supper, Cappy.
Kiki uses an axe. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I just wanted to make her a bit different. Oh, she's a defender. Yeah, most defenders, it kind of makes sense that they should use an axe. Yeah, you can. She looks more like a staff user or something, but she's a defender. So how's she going to defend with a staff? She could, but it's fine. Let's just stick to the plan.
Kiki from Hawaii.
Fiorella also uses an axe. Yeah, because she's a breaker. What? I never asked for Adobe help. I don't want your help, Adobe. Leave me alone. What was that? Why did you do that? What are you doing? You got me all confused now. Right, there we go. I know I'm going to regret doing this at some point. Oh, why did I make this like this? No, I got too much to do. I can't be second guessing myself. I just got to get my head down and get it done. We need to be like full steam ahead, or this game will never get finished. Okay, Sweetie uses a staff. Of course, she's definitely a staff user. If for no other reason, then it's the closest I got to pink. She would choose the staff, wouldn't she? She looks the type. Right. Okay, Alicia is up next. Alicia uses a rod. Katarina uses a sword. What's that? What's that talking? What is that? Oh, it's singing. Is it singing? That's alright then. Is that you, Pika, singing? Keep down. Sylvia. Sylvia uses a staff.
Pika asks, who's most favorite designed character in your very own project so far, Cappy?
Probably Nozomi. But I also like Katarina, and I made Katarina myself, so. Marielle uses. Pika would choose Marielle, I know you would. This is the 5-star, you'd want Pika, I bet you. If I gave you a selector box at the start of the game, you'd be picking Marielle, I know you would. Marielle is using a rod. Yep, she's definitely on that rod. Singing should be banned in gacha games, okay? We don't do singing in gacha games. It's just, I don't think that's right at all. Okay. Himari uses a bow.
You never know, I picked Sake in one game and Lan 2 plus Lin and also Fiona. Cappy.
Zoe uses a sword. Mambo uses a bow.
You never know, Cappy, who I would pick in your project.
I do know. Okay. And of course, Girl Brush also uses a sword. Because she's a pirate. That's a bow. Why did I think I had a sword in my clipboard? I don't know. There we go, sword. Right, I need to make some splash art now for some splash art for MC. So let's load. Oh, MC's already loaded. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that there, Patrick? Oh, what a fine young lady. Oh, she makes me feel about 60 years younger. So she does, Patrick. Bloody hell. What I wouldn't give to be 50 years younger, Patrick. Alright, photography poses.
Pika asks, who would you pick, Cappy, if we gave you a 5-star character box?
Let's try sitting poses. The one like I want one where she's got. I'm picturing something like where she's got like a hand like this on her chin or something like that. It's kind of what I'm picturing. I want a hand on the chin. Hand on the chin. Hand on the chin. Whoa, Jesus Christ, girl. Hand on the chin. Hand on the chin. Come on, there's got to be a hand on the chin pose here somewhere. How could you not have a hand on the chin? Am I going to have to make it? Jesus! I have to make it myself, Anna! Sitting! Okay, let's start from that one, maybe. I always just put her in a standing position and I'll figure it out. I'll take this one. Show me my... Where's my effects list? There. There you go. Now I can see my canvas size. Okay, canvas size.
the last time I checked the latest TOF limited character banner, it still had 28 days left in it.
Did it? Wow. Why don't you send the press? I would send the press part off to IGN if I were you. Sure they're aware. Let Jeff Keighley know as well for that E3 thing he's doing, so he can mention it as well. This is why I like preset pauses.
Currently I got just over half the amount of red wishes to get a character guaranteed in TOF.
That's quite good. What if I did, it looks slightly awkward, what if I did a hand behind the back of her head instead? Yeah, that looks a lot better actually. Had that weird little shoulder glitch. And give her a slightly more relaxed pose. So she's like hip sort of.
Alexandria says, so when you playing Night Train Cap Kappa?
Why doesn't she have, oh, she doesn't have an upper body bone like the ones I'm used to. That one's alright. Playing what? Night Rain, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Alright, I think that's good.
Pika says, that's an Elder Ring game, Cappy.
Never. Never is the answer to that. Oh, we need some stable diffusion now, don't we? That's the problem. She is. A fire attacker. Is she though? No, I think she is. It's just, I do have a lot of, I have more fire than anything else, but it's not a problem.
Elden Ring is pretty much like an evolved version of Skyrim.
Yeah, I hate Skyrim as well. Chizuru. It's not my kind of thing. Chizuru. Okay, and she uses a ball. She does not want to be in the hospital. Well, hopefully she's not in the hospital. I think we just put her, because she's the lazy girl that the whole thing starts off on. So, mind you, I dread to think what I'm going to get. Let's get a pre-prompt going on. Let's open this and get out one of our prompt structures back. When was it cooking hard? I thought I was doing a good job with these.
I don't like Skyrim too, especially when the game traps you in a room with mobs that can kill you, and when you respawn you spawn back in that room with no way out.
I dread to think what it's going to give me. Teen girl's bedroom. Oh my god. I dread to think what this is going to give me. Empty. Medium shot. Pussy. NSFW. I don't know. I should do it right. Alright, let's hit the button. I know I'm gonna get pawn. I just know I'm gonna get pawn. It's the word bedroom. But I want a bedroom! I just don't want any pawn in it. No pawn. No pawn. It even made a boob planet when I asked for alien planets. So obsessed with boobs this thing is. Planet booby. Is it a different date today? Oh, it's a different date today. I said no, girl! Empty, I said, empty! Did I only do... I must have only asked for one. One! Get back to work. Get back to work. It's because we've got a seed in there. Why? Get the
Pika
women
asks,
out of here.
at Agent Miku, what would a teen girl bedroom look like in your eyes?
What would it look like?
A teen
You-
girl's bedroom might have a cozy vibe with pastel
you're asking
colors,
Miku.
fairy lights, a comfy bed with fluffy pillows, a desk for study and creativity, lots of personal touches like photos and posters, and maybe a beanbag or a small reading nook. Glowing star bed books.
What the hell is this? That is something, alright.
Alexandria
Who is
says,
this girl?
first image.
I know. Who is this girl who keeps showing up? I'm haunted by the same anime girl. Oh, we finally got one. Okay, we finally got one. Let's see it.
It's very spooky.
Yeah, this one's a bit fucked. Okay, what's this one? It's better. There's something not right with it though, isn't there? You know what I mean? It looks a bit watercolory. This one's okay. I don't know what's going on up there on the wall. Also, how the fuck's she supposed to get out? She's trapped!
Pika says, Cappy wanted one without the character in the picture Alex. Alexandria says, you have no template so you are getting score 0 pictures.
That's a weird bed. Why is that bed so long? Is this for the tallest girl ever? Is this for like 9-foot girls? What the hell is that? Okay, at least I'm not getting porn. Right, no I do have a template there, but it might not be the right template. I'm gonna put it back to the default. What is the default? Is it 2M? I don't think much of this DDIM. What? Right. What if I just? Is there a reset?
Yeah, it has to be the correct keywords for quality tags. Can't freeball quality tags.
I'd still put it on DDIM. No. I want the defaults. Yeah, but sometimes it just does it. Yeah, DBM 2M. See what we get. That's better already. But there's not supposed to be a girl in it. Oh, that might have been from earlier. What? Why was it Splatoon? I didn't ask for Splatoon's bedroom. What the fuck? What is that? I mean, what the fuck is this?
Noise it's
Help
when your prompt
me.
is really wrong, you get nothing.
Help me! I don't normally though. I normally get good stuff. Look at I literally created all of these, right? It's not like I'm brand new to this. I just don't understand why sometimes it goes schizo and gives you like fucking absolute garbage vomit that's not even close to what you're asking for. And at other times it seems fine. Jesus Christ! I said bright and colourful, not dripping with Splatoon paint. Alright, let's get rid of bright and colourful, I guess. Jesus Christ. Okay, finally. That looks like a death trap of a bed. What the fuck is that? Oh, why? Why? The girl's back to haunt me again. Who is she? Oh. Actually, she can. She's not so bad. She's actually, you know what? She can visit now and again, as long as she doesn't infect every image. Go away! Why? Why? I put empty. No. Oh, I got one. I got one.
Okay, I think it's time to call Lowell.
I don't want a voice call or whatever. If you want to send me a prompt, you can send me a prompt, but I just want to get this done. I've got so much to do. Or if you want to send me an image, you can send me an image. Why are we getting bored? Why are we getting bored? We get a couple of promising things, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I just don't know why it keeps putting that. What if I do?
Pika says, you want the ideal teen girl bedroom cappy, don't you?
What if I do anime?
Alexandria says, also your thing is 20 steps, 7 CFG for Haska.
What if I do interior, bedroom interior? Yeah, I can normally put whatever the fuck I want in here, to be honest, and it doesn't really matter that much. These are all, I normally leave it on defaults. Like, that's not the issue.
No, it does.
I don't know why we keep having the same conversation over and over again, but I've produced hundreds of images with these settings already. So like, I'm sure it probably does affect it in some way. But what I don't want to be doing is, if I'm getting the wrong thing, I don't want to be tweaking a million different settings that might not actually affect it as much as, you know. Because if it affected it as much as you make it sound like it affects it, I wouldn't have been able to get the hundreds of images that I've gotten out of it, surely. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think that's the problem. I don't think the numbers are the problem. I think it's the prompt that's the problem. Because those numbers just affect like quality and, you know, how many iterations and things like that. The fact that it keeps putting girls in, I think that's could only be the prompt that's doing that. This one's okay, but it's way too, I think it's way too like professional looking for her bedroom, if that makes sense. What about this one? Like, it almost looks too much like a a hinged girl rather than an unhinged girl. Oh, there's the 6 foot, the 9 foot girl's bed is back again. What is this? Oh god. Oh, what's this one?
Pika says, plus the doors are blocked too.
Yeah, it likes blocking doors in. This one's got like about 15 headboards. This is a OnlyFans girl's bed. This for when she has 100 guys one after the other. Right. Oh, there's a girl just hiding there. This one's not too bad, but it's also not too good. It's like halfway between the two. Yeah, I don't know which numbers you thought would. 20 steps. I had it on 26. I mean, I don't know what you think it should be, but I normally vary between 20 and 32, and I've had no problems, and it basically just affects the quality overall, like how long do you want it to sit and think about it, basically, but it doesn't affect what it's putting in it usually, for me at least. CFG I never really fuck with. I've always left it on 6. I just leave it at default because I don't really know what it does. You know, for me it's like, it's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and normally it's not broke, but I just think there's the odd prompt that's just hard to really get it to give you what you want, because it's, and I definitely think it's easier to get people out of these things than it is empty rooms. Let's try that.
Alexandria says, oh, and empty is empty eyes, not empty rooms.
Or well, maybe that's what's thrown it. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, but I put empty bedroom. Shouldn't that be obvious? It's not like I put well, beforehand I did put it, I think I put it separately. She's a T-teen. Yeah, that hasn't made any. Now I'm just getting porn. So how would you request, how would you prompt it to give you an empty room? What word would you use? Because if empty ain't it, then there's got to be a way to get one, right? What about bedroom only? Only bedrooms. Bedroom only. Wow. Bedroom only? Oh, you mean tits? I feel like if it doesn't fully understand the prompt that you want, it basically delivers tits. It's like, oh, you must want tits. I don't know what that is, but it must be tits.
Only means underwear only.
It must be tits that you want. It's the only thing it knows. Oh my god, it's so warped. So again, do you have a suggestion for the word I should use? Let me just Google it. Backgrounds. No people. Let's see what people are saying. Try standing in an empty void or something similar. That generally works for me. There's no such thing as empty background. Use words like landscape. You want to do that? I tried that. But I don't know. I don't think... Let's get rid of that. That one's okay, but we'll get rid of it anyway. Oh, you know what was really funny, actually? Oh, this one's good. Well, we're getting better. We're getting better. Okay, that one's much better, but she hasn't got any standing space because obviously she's going to be in front of the frame. So she'd be stood like on whatever this is supposed to be. But we're getting... Okay, that was closer. Okay, what else did that forum post say? I have a good result with isolated on white background. Wait, what was the question? Empty. You would use that for empty backgrounds. That sounds more like something you would use if you want the character without a background, doesn't it?
Mike Sparkles.
See, people aren't understanding his question. His question was, how do I get an empty
They
background?
want a PNG of their waifu, no background.
Oh, I think he's asking for an empty... Right, I know what he means by empty background. He's asking for the opposite. He's asking, how do I get the character with no background? He's asking... Right. Most tutorials I've found focus on character prompts or full landscapes if there's no character, but I've been able to prompt the background of a character well enough, or even with the camera angle. Any tutorials on how to do this reliably and easily? In general, I found it really hard to come up with prompts on my own. I'm able to make minor tweaks to existing prompts, but coming up with new ones has been super unreliable. How do people do this? Create background first, then paint your characters if possible. I'm trying to create an automated workflow. The biggest difference here is the words iDLE.
Also stable I 2 years is about 50 years in I terms.
I know, but we're just getting tips on prompting, aren't we? So it's worth trying. Background, no people prompts. I thought these were supposed to be prompts. Okay, so let's see what... Does this show me the prompt that was used? Copy prompt. Okay, copy positive prompt. Okay, give me the fucking thing then. Right. Samurai shampoo art style safe house background no people noir. So if I do teen girl bedroom anime style background no people, and I don't want the noir, that's like a style, isn't it? I think. Alright, let's try that. Teen girl bedroom anime style background no people. Amazing. Great job. Fantastic job. Yeah, wonderful. Negative prompt was... He didn't have one.
You can't say no in a positive or yes in negative.
There can't have been anything in negative prompt because when I copied it, nothing pasted. Well, then try that. I'm only copying. All I'm doing is copying.
Since ads are about to run on
I'm
Twitch,
copying
how
what
about I tell you
somebody
a
else
joke?
did. That's all I'm doing.
What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
I'm just spitballing to see if I can get the results that I want. Top 30 background prompts. Yeah, negative people just doesn't change a goddamn thing. Download. Why would I download something? Background tips. Urban backgrounds. Nature backgrounds. Mountains, oceans, waterfalls, grasslands. Urban backgrounds. They don't have any interiors here though. The one thing they didn't the one thing they didn't cover is interiors. Right, interior room prompts. I don't fucking know. Just trying to get some insight. I'm not opening a fucking MFI store. What the fuck? I'm not opening a Home Depot. I just want. Why is this so difficult?
Well, if you wanna sort it out, just call so we can get along with it.
Yeah, but why? I don't know. Why do I have to get on a call? Can't you just give me an idea of what to post? Oh my god, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Your whole stable is fucked up.
But I'm using the same prompt. Oh, I was. That I was using yesterday. And it was working yesterday. This is none of this is good. This is all bullshit.
It resets every time you log in, so you lost everything.
Yeah, but I didn't change. Oh. I didn't change anything yesterday, did I? Like, you had me try a couple of different things, but we were getting good results with pretty much all of them. But I think I ended up settling on just the defaults. Okay, to put it back to DDIM. Maybe that's why it was fucked. It's put it back to DDIM. Anime background, Italian street. Go bedroom. Medium shot. SFW. No. Let's try that. I hate it when this happens. It's like I've got 1,000,001 things to do, and all I want to do is get a quick background for the one character that I don't have done, and then something finds a way to just like waste so much of my time. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of frustrating because it's like, well, this was all pretty good last night. Right, okay, we got one. I think it might look a bit scuffed though. And yesterday's images. Also, this music's pissing me off. Shut up. Fucking singing gacha games should be fucking illegal. It's so cheesy and like, what are you doing? Hoyoverse, really? You're trying to be the next Disney now. To be fair, you know what I think it mainly is? I think it's just the bedroom situation. I think because I'm asking for a girl's bedroom, it gets obsessed with the term girl, because as soon as you give it something like girl, then it just wants to give you tits non-stop. Because I have tried this one before and I struggled with it last time. I'm almost certain that that's what it is. Yeah, if you want to try and prompt some stuff and see if you can get anything good out at your end, then that might be the better way to go. But
oh yeah, you can't write girl and get no characters. Girl is the strongest word in the dictionary for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. But how else do you say? How else do you say a girl's bedroom without using the word girl? Do you know what I mean? Because if you just, I mean, I could just ask for a bedroom and maybe get something that's a bit more. I mean, let's test this theory, right? If I ask for a bedroom, just isolated, I think we'll get just empty rooms. And then I guess maybe I just wait for one that looks a bit more feminine. Because it's better than all this shit, right? That's just not what I want.
Bedroom, pink wall, plush toys, poster.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, be a bit more descriptive, maybe. Let's see if my theory is correct. Is it actually going to generate anything? Okay, my theory is wrong. Now we've just got some fucking boy. Oh, that's interesting. My theory seems to be wrong then. I could also do some hue shifting, right? So let's say I use this one. That's not too bad, actually. I could just hue shift it until things look a bit more pink or whatever. Okay, that one's not bad. Okay, so we want to put pink walls. I don't want it to look too... oh, what's this one? Well, that one's pretty good, actually. That one was pretty good. That could
Oh,
work.
your seed is fucked up.
Oh, it's... yeah. It's... because I did PNG info, right?
That's why it's totally bombed.
It wasn't until the last... no, the ones before that weren't, because I reset it. It's only just done that now since the last PNG thing that I put in. Because it copies the seed over as well, doesn't it? Let's take a look at this one. I feel like this one might work. Oh, here we go. It's a bit Barbie. It's a bit Barbie. I mean, this is the other thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just... if I look at the start of my game, right? She has a bedroom that she's in. And so maybe... because I thought about this before, but then I thought, no, let's like... because I want it to be consistent, and if I... the problem is... but she's a unique character. The problem is if I do this, I feel like it's going to, you know, change... it's not going to look the same as all the other ones. Also, it's really hard for me to get a view of this bedroom without... I'm going to need to create a camera. Maybe I just need to get a shot of her actual bedroom model and use that as the background so that it is actually her bedroom. Ugh, it's just so awkward. Right, okay, let's close this. Actually, let me just close all of this for now. Go into the bedroom. Let's create a new camera. Oh boy. Let's give it the position of the bedroom. Here we go. You know, maybe I can like make... a background that's consistent with her actual bedroom. It might look a lot better. Maybe I need to come forward a bit there. Just out of curiosity, what did that make? Yeah, it's all very Barbie-like now. And if you look at her bedroom, she's not really that Barbie at all. She's actually kind of maybe a bit more tomboy styled with a bedroom. But it's still, I think it looks just enough like a girl's bedroom to be like. Okay, we can move this desk chair out of the way. I'll turn it off. Let's turn it off. There we go. Go back to my camera. Alright, she's a bit of a pain in the ass. Now I need to turn her off. I can't have this thing in the way either because she's got to look like she's got somewhere to stand. Turn that off as well. That wasn't it, apparently. What is it I'm looking at? I don't understand what I'm looking at. What is this thing? I'm looking at the bed and the pillow is on the right. So I'm looking at it from this way. It's got to be this computer desk then, right? Yeah. Okay, now she looks like she's got somewhere to stand. Oh my god. Right, turn her off. Where the fuck is she? Turn her off. Okay, now if I just run this in maximized and get a shot of that, I think this should give me what I want. Yeah. It's such a pain in the ass. That's not snipping clips. That's snipping clips. Okay. Okay, copy. Is that big enough? This is a little bit too short, but you know, we'll just have to enlarge it slightly. Under Chizuru. Where the fuck is Chizuru? There. Yeah, and then we can have like a kind of signature poster there as well in the background. Yeah, this'll work, I think. I just stretch it to there. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Looks like she's just kind of coming from the door. Yeah, I think that works. It was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. Probably less work than trying to unbarbify that bedroom. Alright, I think that's good. Let's see it. Yeah, I think that's good. Move this way a little bit. Alright, there we go. I won't do it because it's still open, I think. Is it still open? Oh, it actually wasn't. Yay! We did it! Okay, now what I need to do is update my server with all of those icons. Because my server still has the old ones. Yeah! Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, that's these ones. Delete. And update them with these. Alright, they're all on there. Now I can delete this camera. I need to turn her back on. And maybe some of the other things I turned off, like this, this, and this. There we go. Is that it? I turned quite a few things off. I need core canvas back on. I'm working on the wiki. Right, okay. So this needs to be a prefab. Where's my prefabs? There we go, iDLE. Okay, and then I'm going to need a gIRLS script. So I think I have, yeah, sets UI I have at the moment. So I'm going to want a gIRLS UI. And we will change sets UI script comes off and gIRLS UI script goes on. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need is a root for our dataset. So that would be a public transform gIRLS root. Then we're going to need the transform for, actually it's on this transform. Yeah, I don't need that. So we'll do a void. I guess a wake will need to build a list. Of girl entities. Why doesn't it like that? Because we don't have system collections generic, that's why. System collections generic. And then we want to do for each transform child in gIRLS roots. We want gIRLS add child get component girl entity. Okay, and we're going to need to instantiate. We've put that in a wake. Let me think about this. Do I want to just include that in the actual? Well, this doesn't work like armor and weapons, because armor and weapons are going to constantly be updated by the player as they're playing the game, but this, the characters are always going to be the same unless it's had some major update or whatever and the cast has changed. So like once we build the list, we are fine to just leave the list as it is, really. So yeah, it's probably fine to just if I just say if gIRLS count is 0, then we can do this and build the interface. Why is that there? If we can autocomplete. Right, so in that case we want a game object, new object equals instantiate. We need a prefab reference. So we want public game objects girl UI prefab. Which we instantiate on this dot transform. Okay. Okay, so there should be a raw image component, so we're going to need Unity Engine UI. So we can do, yeah, this is where I need to do the, let's see how I was pulling in images from the internet thing. Okay, let's see how I was doing that on the other one. Set UI. Yeah, I need to change the way this works as well. Okay, so on system, because at a certain point my web server may change, because the way these domain companies work is they get you in the door really cheap, and then when you're stuck with, well, for most businesses, you don't want to change your web address every year, so you're kind of fucked. So then they put the price like super high for like your second year, and then they just keep fucking scamming you every year after that. So because I'm just a hobbyist, I just leave after a year, and then I just get another great deal on a new domain. So my address will change like when this one runs out, and I'll get another cheap one with a similar but not quite the same address. So rather than have to go in and change every like 16 different scripts, what I really should do is define like a public server route. So for now we would set that to playcompile.uk, and I guess for this game it's idle. So then what I could do is I could say sys.serverroot and then the structure of the game's data, and then all I have to do is upload the same structure to the new web server, and the game's back to being fully functional again, and I won't have to change any code. Well, I'll have to change that, and that'll be the only thing I need to change. Yeah, so let me go in and do that. So we want to be under icons armor. So here we want if I do icons URL is icons armor. I was going to mute that so I can see where it's set. Okay, so icons URL. Actually, what I could do is just grab this code and do a search replace. So wherever I have icons URL, it now wants to say equals sys dot server root plus icons URL. Okay, that should now get the server root from my system header. Just make sure that looks good. Where the fuck is it? Oh yeah. Yeah, system get set index. URL file is get set index set to string d3_s. System server root plus icons URL plus URL file. Yeah. Yeah, system server. It's getting the server root now for the first part of everything. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that should fix that. Well, we can check to make sure it still works. It's a pretty good idea. So let's just close girls. Play it. Open no armor. Yeah, there we go. All the images are still coming through. Beautiful. Okay, good. We are getting a null reference. What is the null reference? Oh yeah, that was, I know what that was. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. That was so I knew where to scroll to each armor set, which we finished, so that should fix that. Alright, so back in girls UI, we want to do something similar. So we want private string. Well, actually, I think for the girl icons, let me check my web server. I think I just stuck them in the root, didn't I? Yeah, they literally just didn't server root. So I can just do server root plus characters ID plus PNG. Okay. So we want a raw image component, get image equals new object, get component raw image. Get image dot texture. Wait, hold up. Too far ahead. String URL file wants to equal so this is on child. This is on. Actually, we're going to need the girl entity anywhere. So if we do girl entity equals child get component girl entity, and we'll call that get girl. Then we can just wait, I did that the wrong way around. Get girl. Then I can just say add get girl, and then I can say URL file is get girl dot girl ID plus .png. Alright, so that's our icon file for the girl. So then we want to get the get image dot texture equals, and I think I've got a function for this. Let's see how I use it. How do I get those images? What's the code? I'm collecting the URLs there. Where do I do system? That's it. System. Okay, I give it system URL and then the image I want to send it to. So I can do I just call that? Yeah, I just call it. Okay, so I just call it then. So I just do system get image. And this has its own little caching function and everything. Do we not have system? Oh, we don't have system. Okay, so it wants the it wants server root. God damn it. System server root plus URL file and we're sending it to get image. There we go. Okay. So that should pull all of the characters and their icons in. Where is Clover? Clover's there. I swear she renders. Oh no, she doesn't render over the top of it. It should be fine. Alright, it should be fine for now. Unassigned reference in GIRLS UI. What did I forget to reference? Oh yes, GIRLS root. So I did. That's very true. Yeah, we need GIRLS root, which is there, and our UI prefab, which is there. Okay, that should work. And we don't want to maximize just yet. Alright, let's make sure that works. There we go. Yeah, we probably don't want girl brush to show up first. I'll just leave them as blanks, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Chizuru, Tama, Izumi, Setsu, Rain, Nozomi, Bandi, Shina, Chloe, Suzu, Kiki, Fiorella, Sweetie, Alicia, Katarina, Sylvia, Marielle, Himari, Zoe, Mambo, Girlbrush. No, not a bad collection of characters there. There should be 21 in total. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, they're all there. Alright. They all say I have them all, which isn't correct, but first I need to... Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far yet. I need to come up with a player character class that states whether the player has a character and how many constellations they have and shit like that. Like affection level, if we want to add affection levels to it. Yeah, that would be a good idea actually. Let's do that now. That should probably be the next step. So in RPG we want, we'll make it P girl for players girls basically. Oh, we could do P character, I guess. I mean, they're all girls, so whatever, just do P girl. It's quick, nice and quick. P girl. What are you doing, Unity? Why? I don't know why it does this sometimes. This really pisses me off. Why are you opening a new Visual Studio for that one file? It's part of the same project, you little fucking freak. Why are you opening the project twice? Oh, this drives me nuts. Right, fuck off. What are you asking me? Oh yeah, now we're in P-Girl. Right. Fucking thing. It's like, I don't know what the fuck they've done to it. That's a recent, I think it's a Visual Studio bug, not a Unity bug. And Visual Studio's had 2 updates since it started doing this, and it's still fucking doing it. But it seems to have done it since 2 updates ago, and I don't know why the fuck it's doing it, but it's driving me nuts. Right, anyway, whatever. We want a public girl entity for character. We want a public int copies, which will default to 1, for like constellations, and we'll do like a public int affection, which will start at 0, and we can add more shit if we want. Okay. So this is how we'll handle ownership of characters. So in player data, we're going to class it as inventory. I'm going to create a characters. And we're going to call it pGIRLS. Okay. I need to be very careful how I do this. I mean, it's not a real gacha game, but I'm trying to think in terms of security. Because there are many ways in which we could make this work. See, the tempting thing to do is to stick a copy of all the characters as player characters on the inventory system and create a bool that says true or false as to whether we own them or not. The problem with that is, especially in a WebGL build, all someone's got to do is dig into fucking web developer tools, find those variables, and then set all the characters to fucking true with 5 copies, and they've got a fucking Wales account without even trying. So we don't want to do that. What needs to happen is, and actually, if we were going to do this if I was going to do this for a real gacha game, I would serialize. So let me explain. I came up with a system in the last gacha game I was fucking around with, and I was actually really proud of it. I'll briefly explain how it works, but I don't know if I want to go that far with it because it is quite a lot. So here's the way it would work. So on the client side, the client simply sends a command that says roll gacha, and it contained with it. And actually, I think there was roll gacha S for single, and there was roll gacha M for multi. So 2 cloud code commands. So you send a command to the server, and you have these 2 commands on the server. What the server did is, okay, you can imagine it would work similar. We'll just talk about the roll gacha S. So the roll gacha S receives an instruction that the player wants to do a single pull on the gacha. So the server checked the currency on player's account to see if enough. If it was, the server would do the random roll and return results to the client. The server would also update player account with asset reference, and the server would also serialize, this was the important part, each distributed asset. to prove that it came from the official gacha system. And then if you do that, then what you do when it's time to use these characters is you say character serial number, and you make a call to the server verified character, and then the server has a function on it that will say, okay, I've received an instruction to like validate a character from the client with serial number blah blah blah, right? And maybe you have like a character ID in there as well, character ID, and then you can do as many checks on here as you want. The server could literally validate serial number to make sure it did actually come from itself, so make sure it matches character, make sure it's a valid serial, make sure it's matches character. It could even make sure it matches player ID, etc, etc. And then what you do is you have the server return true or false. Does it sound legit? Yes or no? Because if somebody's hacking, then they'd have to make up a serial number or use someone else's, and then your server would say, wait a minute, this isn't your character, I never gave you this, and it just returns false, and then you just say, nope, sorry, you don't give the player access to it. So that is the way I would do an actual gacha system, because that way that's pretty foolproof. Because then the server just has like a list of serial numbers of everything it's distributed, and then when it receives the serial number, it can make sure it's legit. Yeah, this was legit. This was distributed already. This must be the player using that character. And if you want to just try and steal a character, you've got no way of generating a serial number on the server to register against that character. So again, you could try and use someone else's if you hacked enough and found out what the serial number was for their characters, but you just check to make sure the serial number matches the player ID, and that gets around that. I don't know if I want to go that far in this game, because it isn't a real gacha game. It's more like a proof of concept, silly little thing. But we could. Now if we did that, then we could just store every single character. We could even just add to the character class, you know, a serial number. What you would probably need to do though is we would need to do that should be a list for a start. What am I doing? Using list. What am I doing? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, the nice thing about that is you don't have to be that secure on the client, because like I say, all you do is when you go into the battle system, you basically just send, you know, the party, because you need to do that anyway, right? You send the party data to the server, and then you say, okay, we're using these characters with these serial numbers, and then wait for the server to verify that they're legit. what we would need to do copy descriptions, so we put each constellation's description in there. And then we do I'm wondering, do we just store it on the character data? We don't need a separate class for it. This is probably what I'll do. Okay, so Chizuru will have copy descriptions, but copy serial numbers don't matter because you get constellations from playing the game anyway.
Mike Sparkles.
Also, if you're making a real gacha game, you want to do this anyway. What you want is you want a list of every single way that the player can obtain currency in the game. You never ever just say, okay, reward this amount of currency for the player. You never ever do that. Instead, you make a system that has a reward schedule, and in that reward schedule you say, okay, reward 1 is 50 for this, 100 for this, whatever for this. And then what you do is you tell your systems to distribute that reward, and all of those rewards should have serial numbers. And then you have the server keep track, not the client, the server keeps track of all the rewards and whether they've been redeemed or not. And then it can verify that the serial number matches what's supposed to exist for the player. It can verify whether that reward's been obtained or not. And then the amount is set in stone, right? You can't fuck with the amount. So that way you're literally just redeeming what's already reserved for the player. So even if the player was a genius and hacked the fuck out of your game, the worst thing they could do is just redeem all the free rewards all at once. And you'd spot that a mile away anyway. You just ban that player because you know they're cheating. You could even code something that checks that, right? Like if all the rewards are redeemed within fucking 2 seconds or something, then you know it's a cheater. You just ban them, auto ban them. Again, for this game though, I don't think I want to go that far because it's a lot of work. The serial numbers for the characters is pretty straightforward though, because all you need to do is create a serial number for every valuable asset in the game, which in this case would be characters. And like I say, you just log it in private data, get the server to verify, and then send a message back to the client to say whether it's legit or not. And then the way I'd make this work is if a list of serial numbers against the character is empty, then that means the player doesn't own a character. If serial numbers are stored in here, which you'd obviously load from the cloud, if a serial numbers are stored in here, then each serial represents an obtained, like an obtained asset from the gacha system, right? And then again, you can just verify these.
Since ads are about to run on Twitch, how about I tell you a joke?
Go on.
Why are ghosts bad liars? Because you can see right through them.
Yeah, I don't think we need a P class. The only advantage to having a P class is that I get to store it on player data rather than in game data. I don't really like the idea of storing serial numbers for characters in game data because technically that's not really what it is. But at the same time, like, why make more classes and objects than what we need? Yeah, we can actually just ditch that. We don't need a P girl, or maybe we do. Or would we put? I could just put the. I suppose we could just put the P girl class on the characters. Then it's like the best of both worlds, right? Alright, let's do that. Let's put the P girl. Let's put the P girl on the characters and store the serial numbers. Then we don't need an integer of how many copies the player owns because they're all recorded in the serial ledger anyway. It's just handled by the serial ledger. Alright, P girls. We don't need that. And all we do is we just put Chizuru doesn't need one. That's the best part. Chizuru doesn't even need one. You got a free character that just comes with the game. You just don't give it one of these scripts. Pico. Oh, what's nice about this is now we don't even need this. Because we can just say get component girl entity. Because it's on the same object. So we can hide that. And then on void awake we can just character equals get component girl entity. There we go, and it'll just, because obviously it's the P girl for this particular girl, right? It's obviously this girl, so it's kind of obvious which one it belongs to. Yeah, that's pretty neat, that's pretty clean. And then Chizuru is free anyway, so she just doesn't have a P class because she doesn't need one. However, we still need... okay, we are going to give her a P gold class. Because if you think about it, we're also using it to record... Like, we could just... Yeah, I mean, we still need a way to know how many constellations have been unlocked. So for copy serials or whatever, we could just put whatever the fuck we want in there. We could just put a fucking blank string if we wanted to. And also, we're probably going to let players raise the affection level for the main character if they want to. Because this isn't the game where you're the main character. So, yeah, it makes sense that you might want to raise affection on Chizuru, I guess. So I'll give her a P goal script even though she doesn't need serials. Because I might want to flesh this out and do more things with it. Actually, yeah, if I think about it... Yeah, there is something else that I forgot. Don't even think about making... Why are you doing this all the time? Oh my god, Visual Studio! I'm going to kill you in a minute. It's doing it again. Fucking opening a new instance every single time. Again. Yeah, I also need... an integer for skill level and an integer for alt level, because you can level up their skill and their alt with materials. So we'll store that on there as well. Affection, skill level, alt level. Cool. So what I'm going to do, now if you think about the way that I'm setting this up, the logical thing to do is to say in, that doesn't exist anymore, in our girls UI now, the logical thing to do is to check the girl entity and see whether it has serial numbers registered. And if there are serial numbers, if serial numbers.count is greater than 0, then we can display the, hey, you own this character, a banner, otherwise we switch it off. So the logic would look something like raw image get have equals get image transform find image have get components raw image, and then we can say if get girl dot serials oh, it's p, yeah, we need our, of course we need our p girl now, don't we? Oh my god. Okay, so we need a p girl get p girl equals get girl get components.
Kamal says, Gunner game.
Gooner game? Nah, not this one. It's not that goonery. There's my characters. I don't think they're really goonery. Yeah, because they're for a contest, so I don't think the judges are gonna be into goonery stuff. So I've made it pretty family friendly. Get p girl equals get girl get component p girl, and then we can say if p girl copy serials. Oh, it's get p girl. Cool. If get p girl copy serials dot count is 0, then we need to disable get have, so we can say get have enabled equals false. So we can test that, but we're going to run into one little problem, tiny little problem. So let's run out. Okay, so there's all our characters coming in. The problem is, it says we don't own a single character right now, including Chizuru, who everybody gets for free. Oh wait, it actually doesn't. Wait, what the fuck? Did I do it already? Did I actually do what I was gonna do next already? Yes, I did. Yeah, that's why I was going to type something in there, but I guess it's going off count. Okay, so it's working perfectly. It says we've got Chizuru because everybody gets Chizuru. But yeah, all we basically need to do is just create empty serial numbers or whatever we want as she unlocks constellations. For the other characters, we need to actually store the serial numbers for every copy that came from Gacha so we can verify. Cool. So we can test that. Like, this isn't going to verify those things. But we can test it. Let's just say, I don't know, let's say we have Chloe. So we have a serial number for Chloe. We have a serial number for Sylvia. Let's just run it again. And we should see Chloe and Sylvia now say that we have those characters. Yeah, Chloe now says have. Yeah, so that's working. And who's the other one? Sylvia? Yeah, Sylvia now says we have Sylvia as well. Yeah, that's working great. Nice! So I need to make sure I take those out. There we go. Sylvia. Chloe. Alright. And I'll just type free in there because we get her for free. Just so there's something in there. Alright, I think I'm going to take a little break. But yeah, we're coming along pretty nicely. We've got our little Wikipedia. The only thing I might want to do is just change in our prefab for Girl UI right now. The image already has. Well, she's not gonna. I'm actually gonna set it to none, and I'm gonna delete that image because that was just there to get an idea of the shape of everything. Obviously, we're actually pulling the images from the web server. So, where did I put her? I think it was character cards, but that doesn't need to exist anymore, so I'm going to delete that entire folder. I'll just run it again real quick, make sure it's good. Should be fine. Yeah, and now we just see them come in. Yeah, that's great. Looking good, pretty happy with that. I might want to experiment as well. I'm just trying to think. If I was to... This would expand by 3, wouldn't it? Oh, that would be perfect. If I actually was to put 5 columns... Yeah, let me try fucking with this now, actually. Now it's running. If I was to put 5 columns, it would end up nice and square. So we're going to do 5 columns. And we want to make them go all the way to there. And then the height wants to be probably something like that. Might be a bit much actually. Let's try 475. That still looks, no, they still look a bit too tall. 470. But yeah, I think I went too tall. Yeah, I think that looks way better. Yeah, that looks way better. Oh wait, no, they're not square. Oh fuck. No, now it ends on 1. I don't like that. Ah, there's no way to distribute them perfectly. Wait, how did I miscount that then? I thought there was like 3. I thought there was 3 spaces and there was like 3 rows. Yeah, no, that looks so much worse now. The size is good though. I don't know. It's kind of annoying because I like the size. Maybe it does look better. Maybe it still looks better anyway. Oh, we could do 4. What about 4? 4 would need to go all the way to like there. Something like that, I reckon. Now they're like really big though. And she's still like the odd one out. Why is poor girl brush always on her own like that? I don't understand. Yeah, also my have didn't enlarge with it either, so I don't know. Yeah, I can fuck around with it and get it right, get it how I want it to look. Alright, I'm going to leave it there for now, take a quick break, and I'll be back on later probably. I'll see you later. Bye.